Hey guys, Chris here, back from CNH Small Engine again for another quick video here for you. I haven't done a lawn video here in probably about a month and a half's time, so I thought I'd be doing it right now here because we had a relatively new tractor over here. This is a Craftsman brand. This is no longer affiliated with Sears because unfortunately Sears is basically in serious financial straits, and they were selling off a lot of their assets over the past year, and they basically spun off their Craftsman brand, and this is what the machine looks like. It no longer has the actual Sears name on it, so it's basically just plain Craftsman out here for that. And this is one of the newer models we actually had here this past year, and this machine is relatively new here as well too, so I'll give you a shot of the actual identification on the engine here as well too, so you can see that. This is a model number specific. The superficial model number is T110, so we'll go ahead and get you a showing of the engine here as well too. And for that, I'm just going to flip this thing up all the way. It won't let me flip it all up all the way, sorry about that. The engine's made in 2018. I'm assuming it's probably made at end of 2018 because on the back of the identification tag on here, the guys told me who had originally purchased this thing and brought it over to us, they bought it only like a few months ago, and here it is right here. Here's the superficial model number. It's made by MTD. They manufacture is 1/2019. So let me get a better shot here for you guys. You can see that. This is produced by MTD solely. It has a Craftsman name, however, it's made by MTD currently. So these things are no longer affiliated with Sears, guys. So if you're looking for a machine that has a Craftsman name, it's no longer affiliated with the Sears brand. So model number 13AN77X, S as in Sam 093. Date of manufacture 1/2019. Made by MTD now exclusively. So there you go for that. This one also has the VariDrive system on here. The VariDrive system consists of two belts, and it's basically a cheap piss poor transmission design, where the transmission itself is a single speed, and the VariDrive basically varies the length and the speed of the actual belt on there for that. You have one primary belt that goes from your PTO and the bottom of your engine all the way back to a secondary system in the back. You have a small belt in the back, and you have a secondary, the actual longer belt that actually hooks onto a stack point in the back right there, and that's how it acts as a VariDrive on here for that, because on the selector lever right here, you have 7 gear selectings right here for each speed, so it basically varies the length of the belt, and what that does is it increases or decreases the actual input shaft pulley speed on there for that. So that's how they call the VariDrive. And here's your selector lever for the actual speed for forward and neutral and reverse here as well too for that. So that's all the superficial stuff right here for that. The customer originally claimed they were having problems with the machine. Their initial complaint was they could not get the drive. They brought it over to us, and miraculously the belt was actually missing on the machine. I looked underneath there was no remnants of the belt. Apparently the belt either broke somehow. And I did tell the customer this machine is a occasional use only machine here, because these things are not built for any kind of commercial usage out there for that. So if you want something you're going to be using every single day for 4 or 5 hours at least out there, do not buy this machine, because this is a residential light duty only machine here specifically for that. Okay, what we had to do on here specifically was they had multiple problems on here primarily. The actual deck assembly on these things, they have really cheesy crap steel for the actual keepers on here. And these keepers, I'll show you what it looks like right here, where they replaced both of them on here. Both of these keepers broke out of the actual holes right here. Totally broke on these holes here, broke right out. And it's forming cracks on this other side right here as well. They get really cheap shit steel on these things right here. That hole is starting to get cracks on there as well too. It's going to eventually crack out here in probably in a few weeks, but we had to replace it anyway because the other side is totally cracked out on here, just like the other side is with this other side right here. See, totally cracked out on both sides. It's a really shitty design. I don't like telling people that, but it's just total garbage out here. Well, the other thing was the one pulley right here. These bearings are starting to go bad on here. I can feel it grinding. You probably can't hear it, but I can definitely feel it down here. This one idler pulley right here is going bad already, and this thing's less than a year's time, year old. And these guys are using this machine for commercial application because I asked the guys what they're using it for, and they told me they're going around using it to cut yards every single day for at least 3 to 4 hours per day, from 9 to 5 from Monday through Friday out here for us. So this machine is being used quite heavily out here for that. And the last thing for the actual deck right here, we had to replace the blade because the blade was severely worn down. You can see right here, this thing's worn almost completely, almost like a rounded edge on here. It's totally worn down on the actual edge right here. Plus, thing's also bent. You can see that right here. I'm just thinking, put it on a straight angle here if we can see it. It is bent. This blade is bent and indeed bent. You can basically see it. It's winged up on a one angle right here for that. It is definitely bent. It was causing a serious vibration underneath there as well too. So we had to replace that. And the other thing was we replaced the actual transmission drive belt. The drive belt for this one, I'll even get the actual part number for it specifically for that, guys. It wasn't too difficult to get the actual belt up in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this belt. Show you here what it is. Okay, here's the part number for the actual belt. 954-04249A. 954-04249A, or the other older number, the 754 number as well too, right there for that. So that's the actual drive belt that goes from the PTO and the front of the engine's shaft down there. I'm just gonna get a better shot here for you for that. Get some of this stuff out of the way here first. And we replaced that. Else we also had to, let me see, get a better shot. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, there's the belt up underneath there. Belt's situated good. You can also see that it has 2 pins on the outer portion of the actual belt that can retain it in place. So those pins are definitely out of whack. It looks like the guy got some kind of tree branch jammed up underneath there and bend it out of whack, so we can get this thing straightened up again. And we also fixed the actual front belt keeper right here as well too. You have these keepers right here, guys. See these keepers right here? I'm just going to zoom in. I can't really get a good photograph. Sorry about that. But these keepers, they were messed up too on it, so we had to bend them in so they're almost butt up against the actual stack pulley right here for the PTO. And doing that, it'll keep the belt in position so it will not be flying off anytime soon. So that's what we did on here for that. And you can see in the back right here, there's your back portion of the drive right here unit as well too. We did replace, like I said before, the long belt, which is right here situated. This let me see, get a better shot. I can't do it. Sorry about that. This belt right here, you can probably barely see it, but I'm moving right here. This is the lower length belt right here. It's the longer one right here, and you have the secondary belt on top here as well too. And we did not replace the smaller, shorter belt in the back. We already did the long one. The whole job took about an hour's time right here because we always clean up all the stack pulleys and anything else. Because anytime you put something like that back together, you want all the components to be totally dry and free of any kind of oil or debris out there for that. So, giving that a shot of the back here. There's the actual battery unit. That's what it looks like in the back as well too. Give you another shot of the actual ass end on here for that. There's your transmission drive unit back there as well too. And here's your other side of the deck. There you go. We had to replace, like I said before, the belt keepers underneath there were totally cracked out on there. And we had to replace the one idler pulley as well too, because it was already getting bad and this thing's less than a year old. We'll give you a shot of the engine on here again too. It has a Craftsman, it's Briggs & Stratton powered, 17.5 horsepower. Let me see, I can zoom in here a little bit more for you. Sorry about that. 17.5 horsepower gross torque, or I mean gross horsepower, sorry about it. I keep on thinking torque because a lot of new machines have torque ratings as opposed to horsepower. So that's what it has. It has a horsepower rating instead of the torque on this one right here, specifically at 3,600 RPMs. And the engine's identification model number and serial number. I'm just going to zoom in on here for that. Sorry about this. This hood won't go up all the way, so here we go. I'm just going to zoom in here for you. Okay, there you go. There's the engine's identification. Right, there you go. Sorry about the focus. There you go, guys. There's the engine identification tag, 2018. It was made probably late 2018 before they slapped it on the machine's frame. So here we go for identification. Okay, we'll go ahead and get on this machine and fire it up here. Get the information and stuff out of the way here. We'll go ahead and get it going. Okay, get this thing all the way down. There we go. Put it on choke. Choke is up as usual. Steering wheel out of the way, sorry about that. Choke's up all the way and should fire up in probably 2 split seconds. Engine sounds great, no problems with that. Go ahead and pop the hood. Running good for that. The hood won't stay up by itself because the guys ran this thing into some kind of a wall or something because the hood will not stay up by itself. I apologize for that. It's kind of bent in the front right there. I'm thinking push it forward a little bit more. Okay, it'll hold right there. Sorry about that. Here we go. High speed. Bring it back to low speed again. There's low speed. And there's choke. And you also have a tag on the other side of the engine right here as well too, for the identification with a smartphone application. So that's basically everything about the machine we did over here. Whole job, like I said, it took about probably a couple hours to do from start to finish. We always try to do a thorough job in any kind of machine we do over here, so the customer is usually happy after that. And we will have to tell the customer that the fact that this machine is being used commercially. However, this machine was never designed to be a commercial duty application. It's simply a residential light duty only machine. This is primarily designed for using it maybe 2 or 3 times a year on your residential property. This is not designed for any kind of heavy duty commercial applications out there for that. If you want something that's going to be using for a commercial application, you have to spend money, probably at least 3 to 4 grand on a heavy duty walk behind machine, not something like this low end Sears Craftsman machine right here for that. So this is basically your low end machine specifically designed for your cleaning up your yard and using it maybe 2 or 3 times a year, or 2 or 3 times a month whenever you're out there cutting your own personal yard right here for that. So if anybody has any comments, questions, whatnot about this Craftsman branded machine, non-Sears machine, feel free to leave me a message here, and we'll try to get back to you as soon as possible, guys. So I'll see you, and have a nice day.